Just make my past due balance go away. I work for the call center of a major international automobile manufacturer. I was the third agent to catch this particular customer. I've been over backwards for them, and it's still not good enough. Customer purchased a vehicle in December. I wanted his payments to come out on the 1st of the month. Instead of accommodating the customer and writing the contract up that way, the dealer said call in and have it changed at the call center. Customer said sure and went on his way. Now, like I said, I was the third agent in his file, so I am not quite sure how it happened, but the customer sent in thousands of dollars of lump sum payments in. I suspect he did this before all the information was in the system for his loan, but I can't confirm that's what happened. What had ended up happening, though, that instead of applying to his loan balance, it gave him a credit balance. And then his first payment came, and it was taken out of that credit balance instead of his bank account. Customer calls in, gets the misapplied payments fixed. Unfortunately, it then reversed his first payment on the vehicle. Customer then tries to get his due date changed. The agent he spoke to is a rep who has been at this company for a while. He's one of the guys we contact for help. Again, I don't know the entire story since there was no notes as to what happened and the rep didn't tell me, but the due date change got delayed. The rep reached out to the customer freaked out on the rep hung up on him, customer called back and got me. So I start sorting through all the issues on the account, explaining what I can to the customer. Now we can only move someone's due date further into the month, never forward. And to move that due date to the 1st of the month, it can only happen within a certain time frame. When things are working perfectly, customers never even know everything we do to set it up for them. So when we make a mistake, it can delay things. So I went over everything with the customer. The misapplied payments, the past due balance, the due date not being changed. Customer asked for the balance of the loan because he thought maybe he might just buy out the vehicle and be done with it. Sure, no problem. Let me send you that documentation. Customer then tells me he needs time to go over the info and make a decision. Could I call him back tomorrow? Here's the thing, I'm not allowed to just call someone back. If I'm going to follow up with someone, I need to get TL permission because the K could be flooded. So I do not like arranging callbacks because I can't for a specific time. But because there were so many issues in his account, I said sure. I promised to call him back the next day. So I call him back and I have been really busy. I haven't had time to go through everything. Can you call me back on Friday? Again, not thrilled, but I'm trying to make up for past mistakes. I arranged to call him back on Friday. Same song and dance on Friday. Can I call Monday? Fine, whatever. It would be my pleasure to follow up with him on Monday. Great. Monday. Same thing. Except this time I caught him at the gym and he couldn't talk. Maybe it would be better to use email instead. Sure, great. Works better for me because I don't need to be calling a TL to chase this guy down anymore to see if he still wanted to change his due date. I send him an email, as requested, with what his options are. He decides he's just going to leave it everything as is. Great. Awesome. A decision. Send an email back reassuring that nothing has been touched on his account. Here are some ways to pay off your past due balance. Customer responds with explain to me again why this isn't affecting my credit. Simple, sir. We only report to the credit bureau if you are over 30 days past due or if you give us an NSF. Because you made a payment, part of the due date change is we have to manually debit his bank on the day he wishes to have it changed to. It applied against the past due balance first, which then makes the current balance go past due. You make a payment every 30 days, so the payments made are always going to apply against the past due balance, wiping it out before we report, and then the current balance goes past due. Customer emails back. I don't understand, but this is taking up too much of my time. It's not my fault I have a past due balance, it's yours. Make it go away. I am not authorized to credit back so much as a penny. This guy has kept me running after him for 2 weeks. Now out of the blue, he just wants me to wipe out his balance. I just can't do it. Even if I wanted to, I just can't. And the tone/phrasing in this email is super snarky and rude, complete with threats of legal action should his credit be impacted. I emailed him back advising him that we had spoke about the past due balance before, what it was from, how much it was. I am not authorized to credit anything. All I can do is escalate it to the department that handles credits. The kicker is he's not going to get it credited because it's a valid charge, and it reversed because he demanded it to be. It will take 2 weeks at least to get someone from that department assigned to deal with him, and he is currently at 22 days past due. If for some reason there's a delay in taking his next payment, his perfect credit is going to be ruined. All because at the last minute he wanted a power trip. If he had mentioned this prior in the 2 weeks I was chasing him, I would have gotten him to the right department to suppress credit reporting as he was disputing the payment. Instead, I created and escalated the case before logging out because my shift had ended before I got his email. And then 20 minutes later, I collapsed onto my kitchen floor in a crying heap from the stress. I am now out on stress leave. I hope he stubs his toe every day for the rest of his life.